Romeo, oh Romeo, with the fire of Romeo. Hi, welcome back YouTubers to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're following me right now and you're new to my channel, I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness and sharing my life stories with Aspergers Syndrome and the like, and also along the way with tips and advice with your general health versus your mental health. I also do some fun and games along the way, hopefully to entertain you. So whatever reason you landed on my page today, I welcome you all, and hopefully you'll find some shed of light or some form of comfort, and clarity to what you may be looking for, regardless if it's something you're going through right now. I'm hoping to be your mental advocate, whatever it may be, of what you're going through, and hopefully that in saying this, we can learn from each other and educate each other one way or another. So it has been brought to my attention, even though, as I said, I was supposed to be doing the Autism series versus basically also some topics of the ones from the conference, which is going to be a bit longer due to having to do real thorough research. As I said, some of it will be maybe coming off late, but it will come into play soon, which I feel some of them that I've been reading and researching right now will be of value and use to me and maybe others around, so hopefully stick tight. So I just want to quickly ask you the question, even though you heard that quote from Romeo and Juliet, what do you know about Romeo and Juliet's story? How do you, what's your clear understanding on it? Is like, to me, because at the moment, from what I can recall with Romeo and Juliet, they were two lovers. Obviously they thought they were destined to love one another and whatnot, right? This is just my understanding from what I can understand, but I would like your viewers' input here of what you think it is. So let's begin this. Before I run out of time, or before I begin this, shall I say, as a disclaimer, as always, I'm no medical doctor, I'm just your normal everyday Joe vlog. So if you see anything out of the ordinary of these warning signs and symptoms that I have clearly shared in the past and present videos of certain things, do seek professional for help, or your loved one, or even the second opinion for yourself or your loved one, because I don't forever condone self-harm in any way. So let's begin this. As you know, I'm doing the emotional detachment series or what have you. This one's how to develop detachment and letting go. Hopefully you're liking these videos. Smash the like button if you're liking them, or just also feel free to comment also, because as I said, I like a bit of interaction here and then, hopefully just to let me know maybe what you may want to see in the future as well, be it if it's some of these series that I'm trying to build up, regardless of what they are that you may have seen. So I just want to thank you guys right now for the ones that have been on board supporting me regardless of my journey. Yes, my journey is different to everybody else's. We know everybody's journey is different anyway because of what we go through in our life, and every stage is different, as we continue to go through our everyday life of whatever we go through. So in order to do this, let's begin this. I'm going to do some tips for you today, tips from a friend like Aspie, hopefully. So I want to clearly address here, in order to become detached from a person, place or thing that you are socially involved in or not, or you're emotionally attached to a person or what have you. Tip number 1 will be, first, establish emotional boundaries between you and the person, place or thing with whom you have become over enmeshed or dependent on. The second one is 2. Take back the power of over your feelings from the persons, places or things in which the past you have given the power to affect your emotional well-being. 3. Hand over to your higher power the persons, places and things which you would like to see change, but which you can't change on your own. Like that saying of, God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, and wisdom to know the difference of some random thing that I try to say every day. 4th one is, make a commitment to your personal recovery and self-health by admitting to yourself and your higher power that there's only one person you can change, and that's yourself, and that for your own serenity and peace of mind, you need to let go of the need to fix, change or rescue or heal other persons, places and all things. 5. Recognize that it's sick and unhealthy to believe that you've got the power or have the power to control, or enough to fix it, correct, change or rescue another people, place or thing if they don't want to get better nor see a need for change, you definitely know this is your tell sign just to let them go. 6, recognize that you need to be healthy yourself, mentally, physically, and what have you, and be squeaky clean and be the role model that you are chosen to lead by example, to be healthy as well, in order for another to recognize that there's something wrong with them that needs changing. 7, continue your own feelings as your responsibility and not to blame others for the way how you feel and what you feel. 8, accept personal responsibility for your own unhealthy actions, feelings, and thinking that can cease looking for the person, places, or things you can blame for the unhealthiness that's in there. 9, accept the addictive, fixing, rescuing, and enabling our sick behaviours and strive to extinguish these behaviours in your relationship to these persons, places, or things. 10, accept that many people, places, or things in your past or current life are irrational, unhealthy, and toxic influences in your life. Label them honestly for what they truly are and stop minimizing their negative impact in your life. 11, reduce the impact of guilt and or irrational beliefs, thoughts, what have you, that has impeded your ability to develop that detachment in your life. 12, practice letting go of the need to create, fix, or make better for that person, place, or thing in your life over which you have no control or power to change. The steps for this is in developing detachment. Step 1, it's important to first identify those people, places, and things in your life from which you would be best develop emotional detachment in order to retain your personal, physical, emotional, and spiritual health. To do this, you need to review the following types of toxic relationships and identify them in your journal. So I would say right now, as you plan this, to write these down. Maybe if you're going through this, something like this, of the letting go stage, and identify in journal if any of the people, places, and things in your fit any of these categories that I'm about to say. The types of relationships, toxic relationships, can vary from person to person and whatnot. So, number 1, you find it hard to let go of because it's addictive. 2, the other is emotionally unverbal to you. 3, coercive, threatening, and intimidating to you. 4, punitive or abusive to you. 5, non-productive and non-reinforcing for you. 6, smothering you. 7, other is overly dependent on you. 8, you are overly dependent on the other. 9, other has the power to impact your feelings about yourself. 10, relationship in which you are a chronic fixer, rescuer, enabler. 11, relationship which your obligation and loyalty won't allow you to let go. 12, other appears helpless, lost, and out of control. 13, other is self-destructive or suicidal. 14, other has an addictive disease. 15, relationship in which you're being manipulated and conned. 17, when guilt is a major motivating factor preventing you letting go and detaching. 16, relationship in which you have a fantasy or a dream that the other will come around and change to be what you want them to be. 18 is relationship in which you and the other are competing for control. 19, relationship in which there is no forgiveness or forgetting and all past hurts are still brought up to hurt one another. And 20, relationship in which your needs or wants are being totally ignored by each other. Step 2, once you have identified the person's, places, and things you have a toxic relationship with, then you need to take each one individually and work through the following steps that I'm clearly sharing with you today. Step 3, identify the irrational beliefs in the toxic relationship which prevent you from becoming detached. Address these beliefs and replace them with some healthy and more rational ones to work with. Step 4, identify all the reasons why you're being hurt and your physical, emotional, and spiritual health is being threatened by the relationship. Step 5, accept and admit to yourself that the other person, place, or thing is sick, dysfunctional, or irrational, and no matter what you say or do or demand, you will not be able to control or change this fact or reality. Accept that there's only one thing you can change in life, and that is you. The choice is you. It's up to you to change, not anyone else, and as well as up to them to change themselves. If they don't want to change, then that's their problem, even if they're in a deniable state. saying to themselves that they're not the problem, but we are the problem. All others are the unchangeables in your life. Change your expectations that things will be better than what they really are. Hand these people, places, or things to overhyper and let go to need to change them. Step 6 is work out reasons why there's no need to feel guilt over letting go and being emotionally detached from this relationship, and free yourself from the guilt as you let go of the emotional hooks in the relationship. 7. Affirm yourself as being a person who deserves healthy, wholesome, engendering relationships in life. You're a good person and deserve healthy relationships at home, work, and in the community. Step 8. Gain support for yourself as you begin to let go of your emotional enmeshment with these relationships. Step 9. Continue to call upon your higher power for the strength to continue to let go and detach. Step 10. Continue to give no person, place, or thing the power, effect, or impact of your feelings about yourself. Step 11. Continue to detach and let go and work at your self-recovering, self-healing, as this poem implies. Letting go. To let go doesn't mean to stop caring. It means I can't do it for someone else. To let go is not to cut myself off. It's the realization I can't control another. To let go isn't enable, but to allow learning from natural consequences. To let go is to admit powerlessness, which means the outcome isn't in my own hands. To let go isn't to try to change or blame another, is to not make the most of myself. To let go is not to care for, but to care about. To let go isn't to fix, but to be supportive. To let go isn't to judge, but to allow another one to be a human being. To let go isn't to be in the middle of arranging all the outcomes, but to allow others to affect their own destiny. To let go isn't to be protective, but it's to permit another to face reality. To let go isn't to deny, but to accept. To let go isn't to nag, scold, or argue, but instead to search out my own shortcomings and correct them. To let go isn't to criticize and regulate anybody, but to try become what I dream to be. To let go isn't to adjust everything to my desires, but to take care each day. To take each day as it comes and cherish myself in it. To let go isn't the regret of the past, but to grow and live for the future. To let go is to fear less and love myself more. And last but not least, step 12. If you're still having problems from detaching, then I suggest to return to step 1 and begin the process all over again. Well, this quickly ends hopefully a short brief overview of the tips on how to develop detachment. Give me the like for thumbs up for support. Comment below how you go about it. If I missed out any tips, maybe feel free to comment below. Feel free to share these videos around to family and friends. If you haven't done so already and you feel to be in my YouTube family or what have you, feel free to subscribe to my channel. And while you're subscribing to my channel, feel free to turn on the notification bell so you can keep up to date of what mini Aspie's up to. Feel free to share these videos around to family and friends. Feel free to follow me on my social media sites. And on further ado, guys, thanks for the support. Do what you love what you do. Until next time, Aspie signing out, and I'll see you all again soon. Ciao for now.